Hello, I'm recording this on July 3rd, 2024, and that means two things. You will miss more things by not looking than by not knowing. It's also time for the Darkness News Update, brought to you by Evluma and the OmniMax, the lamp, the bulb you need outside. I swear, this thing comes pre-diffused. Like, the lensing on it is fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. I wish there was one outside my house right now. I wish running for the HOA to get that to happen. And the other things it does is that it has color selectability. It is ready for timing. It's ready for dimming, and it fits so many fixtures, whether that's up, whether that's in something that has shielding. If it doesn't have shielding, it comes with a little plastic hat that'll fit both up and down. It will help you secure a more responsible outdoor light at night. But let's get into the news. The Soft Lights Foundation has petitioned the EPA on LED regulation. That's right. That say something about Mark Biker is that he is persistent. He is pursuing a new angle and asking that the Environmental Protection Agency and the Food and Drug Agency in the U.S. pursue LED regulation under U.S. Code 23 related to the radioactive emissions of consumer devices. Details and updates as we have details and updates, of course. The American Lighting Association and the National Electrical Manufacturers Association have given their comments on a proposed Dark Sky International lighting fixture specification. This would try to create a version of their 5 principles for better outdoor lighting on boxed products. And I'm an optimistic guy. I'm supposed to be the optimistic guy on this feed. And there are 6 houses in my neighborhood who have just installed lighting fixtures upside down. So as much as you can say a fixture is good out of the box, it really does come down to putting it in place. And the application is what makes something dark sky friendly. It's the use of the tool that makes the quality, right? This is why when Dark Sky International certifies a park or a city or a wilderness preserve, they send a guy to walk around and look at the fixtures and check. They don't just check what fixtures are there. And I hope that remains the case even as this fixture specification goes forward. We have a new study from the Light and Health Research Center saying that actually it's kind of hard to track what lets us re-entrain to our particular circadian rhythm after DST. This is some new modeling. It's a preprint study. The full details are coming soon. I'll probably come back to this when the full details are released, but we'll get there. We have a new study showing that ALAN, or anthropogenic light at night, has been associated with type 2 diabetes. This is a fantastic study. This took 500,000 subjects, strapped light sensors to them, and this was in the UK. And these subjects showed higher risk factors. That is to say that if they were exposed to more light at night, their risks of contracting diabetes were higher, even after they split out all the genetic predispositions. This is to say that, if you're getting off cycle, you're more likely to suffer as you get older. Speaking of getting older, circadian disruption has been linked with retinopathy in Alzheimer's, which is to say that if you suffer from excess light at night that harms your sleep, you will go blind in addition to having Alzheimer's. And I can't imagine anything worse than those two things at once. Another study, this is a very small one, small number of subjects, so grain of salt, but it did find that people who suffered from sleep deprivation and circadian disruption made genuinely worse decisions. They couldn't gauge risk, and they could not react as quickly. The reaction time thing is kind of known, but actually the risk gauging and the hazard assessment, that's new. We'll have to see if that goes anywhere in further study. Sleep loss and circadian disruption does affect your red cell count. This is a series of blood tests of Portuguese firefighters who were on call for, usual cycles, a few weeks on, staying up late, and a few weeks off, not being up late. But they found that, your actual blood cell counts do change as your sleep habits change. We have a new development in materials science for night vision glasses. Not goggles, not heavy powered goggles, but glasses. Film that weighs a gram for a lens that just covers your eye, no power source, and what it does is it converts infrared light into visible light. So you will just flip these on, and all of a sudden things that you can't see will show up in green. And that's pretty cool. Maybe that changes something down the road. In Chile, the observatories that have been set up in the deserts of the Andes Mountains are actually struggling with light pollution from expanding mines. This is the area that is in theory protected by national law, limiting light pollution, because the Andes are a really great place to set up not just visible light observatories, but also radio observatories. And the mining operations in the area are causing light pollution. These are new copper and lithium mines, so we kind of have a conflict here between two different kinds of conservation and environmentalism right now, and hopefully we can sort that out. Bruneau Dunes Park in Idaho has been recognized by Dark Sky International. This is 20 square miles of parkland in southwest Idaho. It is a dark sky preserve. The Grand Canyon National Park has completed a 10-year project to swap out 5,000 light fixtures. 90% of exterior fixtures on the entire parkland have been swapped. This has been commemorated by Dark Sky International. This is a pretty big achievement, actually. The Palm Beach Headland, which is a 62-hectare area on a peninsula north of Sydney in Australia, has been recognized by the DSI, the Dark Sky International, as an urban night sky place. That is the first urban night sky place on Australia. Ross, California is debating pursuing a DSI project. Overall, West Marin County has already begun work on securing recognition from Dark Sky International, but this one town is like, oh yeah, we want to jump in on it. And that's, again, these projects are contagious. They're viral. They move from town to town, and it doesn't even have to start with recognition. Doylestown, Pennsylvania is pursuing a lights out rule. This will be specifically for migrations, so we'll start to see timed dimming, timed lights out in certain areas, starting in the fall. This is ready for fall migration season. Liberty Hill, Texas is actually considering an incentive program for businesses. Liberty Hill, Texas is pursuing dark sky recognition. They have an ordinance in place that will require all businesses and homes to observe certain requirements in 2027, but adoption's been kind of slow. They're considering finding some sort of incentive, possibly cash incentives, for any business that gets ahead of the game. Kane County, Illinois is setting a light pollution policy that is in the Illinois Forest Preserve District. It's just a little bit north of Aurora. All right, the Pink Shell Beach Resort in Fort Myers, Florida has completed their Turtle Safe project. This has been with the Sea Turtle Conservancy, so that's good for them. Foley, Florida is setting new lighting regulations for their beach development. This is actually a light trespass law, not just a turtle safe law. Also on Anna Maria Island in Florida, a disoriented loggerhead turtle was killed by a vehicle operator. It is believed that this female loggerhead had just finished nesting and was about to go out to sea, but was distracted by a crosswalk lighting fixture, and it was hit. And immediately, basically literally 2 days later, the Florida Department of Transportation is actually going to be working to re-examine their crosswalk lighting near seasides across the entire state to improve how they can protect sea turtles. That's actually really fast action. That's really encouraging. Jeffersontown, Kentucky, residents are raising concerns over lighting at a new shopping center. This is in the suburbs of Louisville, and it is actually near the only state nature preserve. Not the only, the first state nature preserve, and hopefully that can go through. Guelph, Ontario is debating lighting laws that specifically respect property lines. In Tucson, Arizona, crime rates are down. And I want to point out that Mark Twain once said that there are lies, there are damned lies, and there are statistics. I'm going to add an extra circle under that to talk about how there are statistics that you report to your boss, and say that, not everything about crime statistics is on the level, but I will say one of the things that they point out, not only that crimes are going down, but that the crimes that are reported are crimes that are happening inside during the day. So Tucson is, of course, notorious as a place that does do great, respectful outdoor lighting. And, here we are. Here we are with crime going down, actually. A proposed Latter-day Saints temple in Fairview, Texas, actually included dimmable directed lighting in their proposal. I mean, it's still, a lot of the usual hallmarks of a new LDS temple. It's pretty big. It's pretty tall. There's a very big parking lot. But they're learning. They might actually be getting it. Because, again, if the proposal includes dimming after 11, I think they're figuring things out. And that's, again, I'm really encouraged. I'm the optimistic guy. I find this really nice. I don't know what to tell you. The Royal Astronomical Society has published a condemnation on space marketing. So there's a company called Avant Space. They're based out of Russia. And their proposal is to project lasers to show logos on the moon. This is, in theory, in violation of 2 international treaties, including the United Nations Committee on Peaceful Uses of Outer Space. But they are just reminding everyone, and hopefully encouraging everyone within the community to say that, hey, let's not shine things up if we don't have to. And that is the news. Until another 2 weeks, I've been Scott Wachter. I want to thank you for listening. I hope you leave a rating or review or recommend this to a friend. But otherwise, I want to thank Evluma for sponsoring this. I want to thank TED Magazine for cross-posting this, for syndicating this. Hey, TED Magazine. Some of you might be new. I'm Scott. I talk fast and say weird things, but hopefully this has been informative. Otherwise, the Lighting and Darkness Foundation is another backer. Until next time, take care of yourself.